Greetings guys, a warm welcome. Hey, thank you for joining me and welcome to any new subscribers. Cancer, this is your reading for December 2019. This effectively is your last reading for the decade. We're jumping into the energies of 2020. They're reverberating around us right now. We've just been through the 11/11 portal as I do these readings. I'm well aware you may pick up on them a little bit later, but that energy is in the background. We also had Mercury transit the Sun in a retrograde aspect. There is a lot going on astrologically around us, and we will continue to feel the magnetic pull and movement of the big celestial bodies that sweep through our solar system, bringing change and cause and effect to us as humans on the planet, as well as change to the planet itself. In December, we have another busy astrological month. We're coming out of the Scorpio energy, if you like, and into that December energy. Both of them have connection to the other realms of reality or life or dimensions. Scorpio is very connected to the thinning of the veils and the other side of life, to the spirit life. And December brings into us the white light energy, the ascended masters, the Christed white light. So we're still up in that celestial realm, able to make connections and feel the great intensity at spiritual levels, if that's what you're looking for. Now for December, the cosmic calendar gives us a little bit of basic astrology. On the 2nd of December, Jupiter enters Capricorn. On the 12th of December, we have a full moon in Gemini. Also on the 12th, Chiron goes direct. Then we have a Friday the 13th. On the 22nd, the Sun enters Capricorn. It is also the day of the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere and the day of the southern solstice down here for us in the southern, where we have our wonderful long days and short nights. Christmas Day on the 25th, where we get the energy of all the white light, the open portals that pour into the planet around this time are very benevolent and prosperous, and many of us are able to tap into that and feel it. Then on the 26th of December, it's kind of like the highlight or the fireworks of the year, or the end of the year. We have a new moon and solar eclipse in Capricorn. So we're going out of the year with an eclipse. These bring about massive change. They bring us to our shadow side. They make us face things that we may not have wanted to face. And that's how we're starting 2020, the very beginning of the new decade ahead of you. So it is well worth your time and effort in pursuing or dreaming or bringing into reality the dreams and things that you want to see in your life. Now, I did some work for you guys before I started the reading, some intuitive work, and you received the number 7. So 7 is quite a cerebral number. It's about thinking and introspection. As well, you got this little mantra, all that I seek is already within me. So that's quite powerful. All that I seek is already within me. You also got the colours mauve and blue and communication. Every bridge I cross brings me to a higher level of fulfillment. That was another wee mantra that you can use for personal use or for positivity. These things came up as well: flowers, silk, and green. And then when I heard about the bridges, I said, is it burning bridges or making new ones that you guys are doing? So for some of you, you might be burning bridges, so burning the past, moving out of a scenario, situation, relationships, people or feelings. And for others of you, you're building new bridges or building bridges, maybe to make amends even. So Cancer, let's start with this deck here and see what is in store for you. Blimey. Well, they all shot out kind of reversed, and in fact they are pretty much cards from a reading yesterday that was done, and I think it was for Gemini. So check your moon and rising signs, guys, and see what the readings are that you get from them as well. But we're starting off here with literally burning bridges. This 5 of Swords is about farewelling people. It's also referring to possibly what looks to be like a eclipse in the background. Just making sure that you can actually see all these cards on the screen. This can be when we are really wanting to get our opinion or point of view being heard and other people aren't agreeing with us. So this can be disagreements, quite literally. The card usually refers to walking away from a relationship or some people leaving, oftentimes in a slightly hostile manner. So if you don't want this to happen, this is a card of forewarning that says to you, think twice about how you are speaking with people or dealing with situations. They're normally referred to as friends that have been in your life, so this could be the burning of the bridges I mentioned. Now, the other thing is sometimes we get to this position when we just go, no, we don't gel anymore. Your belief systems are far different from mine, and I don't accept the way you're living or your judgment against me. It can be that some of these people are actually going away by choice, and they are moving away to like a foreign country for quite some time, 4 or 5 years. So it may not necessarily be an issue of like a full-out fight or argument or disagreement, but usually the card means someone will be walking away for a period of years, if not for good. Now the next one, the Wheel of Fortune, so it's popping out a little bit lately, which I find interesting given that we are on the cusp of this new decade. And the Wheel of Fortune, as I explained to the Gemini guys, I'm sure it was Gemini, this almost takes an evolution of turning. It almost is a decade worth of change and growth, and you're at the top of the cusp of moving into this newness. It's generally considered fortuitous and prosperous. There is no stopping it. The universe is deciding how this is going to take place. So sometimes you find yourself in situations that you're going, wow, you know, how did I get here? Or how do I get off this wheel? Or how do I stop it? But sometimes that's not for us to stop. And right next to it, which was the same as Gemini, the Death card, which is also just reiterating this whole new beginning, new paradigm, new belief, new directions, new relationships, you know, goodbye old, hello new. How many cards out of these 6 that turned up have we got what appears to be possibly an ecliptical sun? 1, 2, 3, because they're red, and so sometimes the sun appears red, or even the moon appears red when an eclipse is mentioned. So we're focusing a lot on the astrological or planetary involvement that is occurring around about this time. Perhaps the eclipse does for you guys have quite a big momentous pull or surge for you. The Knight of Pentacles is also about heading in a new direction with a concept or ideas. Now, because he's a Pentacles, he can take a little longer for this action to come into place. He is sometimes in reference to jobs or money, so how you spend your money, how it comes in, what you do with it, how you invest it. But this is new directions in that realm of your life. So it can also be career possibilities or potentialities, as in a new job, a brand new beginning career for some of you who have just finished exams. You know, it's something like this, the Wheel of Fortune, that you may have been doing a university degree for many years and you are finally finished and about to move into this whole new lifestyle. And these university friends are moving back to their home country or their hometown. There's all these sort of possibilities with a story card or a storyboard like this. Then we come to the Four of Pentacles, so 2 pentacles in a row. With this one kind of so attached to him, there's a possibility that this propensity for newness around your money may have something to do with someone who is loaning or borrowing you something or backing something up. So some of you may have had a new concept or idea or project you're putting forward and someone comes in to back it. It's as if you get backing finance one way or another. So tentatively this could be also a bank loan, a mortgage or overdraft document or something along those lines as well. It's also a sign of feeling a bit fretful or worried about your money or finances, but in fact they're not as bad as they may appear. And sometimes it pays to go back and recount the steps that you're taking or do some do some due diligence around your money or finances or investment or spending, and see if you can make changes to bring it back into a more positive mode if you're feeling stressed about it, because that's what this card has the ability to say, that the background energy is telling you there's something you can do to make yourself feel more stable about your money. Here's another 10, which is the same as the 10 up here. This is literally saying that you are on the cusp of moving into this new direction, and with it you have taken much of what you have learnt from the previous journey. And again, that seems to hark to me about possibly to do with things like education, or being in a job or a career for a long time, or having even been in something you're passionate about or something you love. You've learnt from it, you've had enough of it, it's been a bit tiring, or it's been a long-term event, possibly exhausting or tiring, and you are now ready to move on. More that jump out. Similar again. It's really interesting that these cards are popping out with so similar to the other readings. You've got more pentacles, so this bodes well for the money, and I was just talking about your money a little bit earlier on. This is the cycle of understanding that we give and take in life. Sometimes this is when you are on the receiving end, and I said that there was this possibility that someone might be there to provide or help or support for you in terms of money, and that it could be a loan, it could be a gratuitous gift from a family member. So that's what the giving might be on this card. Alternatively, it can be that you are the one giving out. So someone may be coming to you and asking for your support or a loan or for something along those lines. If that happens to you and you're sort of thinking, and I don't really have enough, or I'm tight, or I'm spending my money in other areas, it would do you well to see if you can help support the giving cycle. Even if it's giving to a charity, right? Even if it's giving your time. When we give, the gratitude that we're putting out to the universe, the positive energy that we are pushing out there is so repaid in kind that it's well worth your effort of giving. Giving is the evolutionary cycle of what continues everything going on. It in turn allows you to receive. So without giving, you very rarely receive. This card, the 9 of Pentacles, she is beautiful. Sometimes she is literally a beautiful person. Doesn't have to be female, but if it was a male, it could be quite an effeminate looking male, or someone who's very proud of the way they present themselves or dress. They may be putting on social functions for you to attend, or you may be going to corporate events or places where you might meet celebrities or politicians or just people in the know. This person could be hosting events, or again, she or he could be in turn related to some sort of financial providence or some sort of harvest energy. She is about the pleasures of life, the satisfaction, the harmony, the grace, the support. She could be a wonderful friend that is in your life who is this type of person whose company you enjoy, and she might be around in this month of December as well. This card here, the 6 of Swords, is about moving from one dynamic in life to another. And we've seen a lot of movement with these cards up here, the Wheel of Fortune, the Death. So they're telling you you are moving from something into another space. It can be moving from something that has been a little bit disconcerting into a smoother waters. And we saw that with this card here, with the 5 of Swords. So they kind of go a little bit hand in hand. They are the two sword families. Oftentimes communication is a pivotal point when these cards are around. There may have been this communication whereby this moving away or moving out is being called for. I often think of it as a growth point where we understand that we no longer hold the same integrity values or key values or social awareness as these other people, and we choose to go our separate ways. It can be a more personal issue than that, of course. It could be a relationship issue, and this is why you are moving away. You often take someone with you, a family member or someone similar. This can also represent travel, and it can represent travel for holidays or for going to live in a new area, like immigration, and also applying for a new job and having got the new job and going to a new country. But it's a good card. Travel is on the cards. Movement. The Justice card, another one with the swords showing. So there's something for you guys possibly in the whole paradigm of this that is relating to a karmic event or a karmic set of events. This may have been going on for some time. It may have even been going on for this almost decade interlude that we're looking at up here, with this Wheel of Fortune that has been the provocator of all this change that is coming for you. And it feels as though it might be change that you have been wanting or seeking, perhaps to move away from any negativity or causes against your fundamental beliefs, which may have been going on like a simmering pussy wound in the background. It feels to me as though you're moving away from some things that you just weren't happy with, or they weren't serving you perhaps in some way or another. This is very much the karmic card, and when it turns up, it is often about you as opposed to other people. She's holding the scales of balance. They're still not fully balanced yet. They still, to me, appear to be on an angle. She has a foot out from under here, indicating that justice is coming, and that justice is being weighed both in the physical and the spiritual dynamics of life. This card can turn up sometimes when there is a divorce coming, or when you receive divorce papers in the mail. I don't think for most of you that wouldn't be something you haven't been anticipating. So if some of you get the divorce papers or something along those lines, like a dissolution of a relationship or dissolution of a business, you've been expecting it. It may come sooner than expected. The other thing is, it can be about family court laws. It can also be about claiming for the care and justice of children and your welfare. And so you may be going to court, you may be attending a court session or a legal hearing or mediation or something along those lines, but it does bode quite well for you in your favour. But the other thing to remember is this is the end of a karmic cycle. So what a wow moment for you guys at the end of the year, but at the end of a decade, karma has come to your realization and has opened the doors for the future, saying to you, you've served your time in this karmic cycle of relationships or something. It could even be a karmic health issue for some of you. It could be a karmic monetary issue or career issue, but it's coming to an end. Yay! It's time to break out the celebration and have a party, guys. That's the feeling I'm getting with all this stuff that's come through for you. Get back and open up this energy and celebrate and have a party, because something is folding in and you're moving on from some sort of drama and karma that's going to become dharma. Create your own way forward with positivity. I like it. It's intense. It's intense in such a good way that something is coming to an end that you wished had come to an end a long time ago. Yay. That's nice for you guys. So be ready to wish in 2020 with a really happy new year energy. I'm going to shuffle those a bit more. With a happy new year energy, and be proud of who you are and proud of what you've stood up for. And you know, as long as you've been ethically and morally doing the things correct and you've tolerated some sort of shit or weirdness from other people, well, it's time to be you. Look at that, another walking away. And you know what sits right next to it? The other one walking away. It's like you've regained some strength somewhere, Cancer, as if you must have waited and waited, or tried or hoped or thought something, or something positive would change, or that these people would change, or you know, something good would happen, but finally you're going, nah, this is it, mate, I'm out of here because I deserve better. I am doing nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. So that walking away speaks volumes, and it's a great time to be heading into this new direction with this brand new solid decade. I love that the temple path has come for you. This is walking through your own personal journey of awareness and awakening to the temple of enrichment, of attainment, of enlightenment, of spirituality, of your own deep individual journey of life. No one else can walk to the temple path with you. No one else can push you there or keep you from it. You gain that entrance to that awareness when you are ready at the spiritual level, and when your strength has the fortitude to take you there. Wow, I'm loving your reading. And I never know quite whether I'm a Cancer rising or a Gemini rising. It's one or the other. More often than not, I think it points to Cancer. So yay, bring it on, because I've been waiting for some time for something like this as well, believe me. So yeah, let's just see a little bit more from this deck for Cancer. Have you got anything else to tell them? In real terms, I don't actually believe that we need a lot else, because there's so much information within that reading. Beautiful. Gabriel, the Archangel, come out to support us for the month as well, with beautiful energy. He's the throat chakra. He's allowing you to speak your truth. And so much of that came through here. As long as we do it in the way that we're comfortable, that we know what we say could push these people away. But if they have pushed your integrity values, or they have de-honored you, or they have subjugated you in some way, then they're not worthy of having around. They don't deserve your time and energy and love and compassion either. The other one that I was thinking of in terms of speaking your truth, of course, was the Justice card as well. It is well time to stand up and be heard. One more from this deck for Cancer, for leading them into this new decade. Oh, how beautiful. There is love and abundance and prosperity and support too from someone around you. This is often considered to be like the Lover's card, in as much that there's this wonderful nurturing love and honor and respect within the card. So whether you are seeking love, for some of you this could be the next step through as you merge into 2020. This could be the doors that are going to be opened as you clear away any, you know, just negative vibes that may have been hanging around, or negativity of your own that's been dragging you down a little bit, or preventing you from feeling the freedom. And that could be from yourself or from others who you felt have tied you up a little bit. But the caring connection could mean for some of you a beautiful, romantic, intimate, personal relationship on its way, or it could be one that you already have that is just being buoyant, more buoyed up and more deeper. I'm sorry, that's terrible English. I'm getting carried away. So it could be a relationship that you have that is already very buoyant and very special and loving and trusting, and that it's just shining more and more and becoming more and more strong for you and the partner concerned. Beautiful way to finish with those two decks of cards, with this positive, glowing, angelic, high vibrational energy, and of course the energy of love, honor, support and caring. So just a couple then from here, because we've already got quite a melee of cards on the deck in front of us, on the table in front of us. So this is for Cancer. Yeah, well, there we are. So for some of you, the things that have been going on, and we knew that we've said there's a karmic when the Justice card came out. So it could also be tied into not just this karmic cycle that's been going on, but it's been dragged up through past life experiences. We know that all our soulmates that we meet along the way, of which are many, have been with us in a past life, and sometimes we think, oh great, you know, this, I can tell this is a soulmate person, so this must be a great friendship or relationship. But more often than not, the soulmates are here to teach us a great lesson in life, and the lessons, the greatest lessons, can be the hardest and the most painful. It doesn't mean that they don't love us, because they decided to help us out by experiencing pain or loss or trauma or distrust or unhappiness. How tragic that is for us, but they were things that we needed to learn. So the past life issue and the justice and the karmic cycle have come to a completion. And as I said, for some of you, this is a time to really, really celebrate. Get out there and party and let loose and let the next gateways open of your life. And it's timely with this 2020 doorway opening. I think it's a really big thing for a lot of you. And whether it's not just relationships either, remember this can be health, money, trauma, it can be all sorts of things that are going on here, job issues, community issues, all sorts of stuff. But what a powerful, powerful reading. Listen to your intuitive feelings. You're pretty good at that, Cancer, anyhow, but you're just being told to really connect into that again. And if you do, or when you do, you will receive more messages and insight about directions forward. And for any of you who have been in pain because of karmic issues or certain health issues, or the way you might have been treated or represented within relationships or people or family situations, and if it has caused stress upon you, now is a really good time to just let that ebb away, to move into freedom with this 2020 coming. Go to the beach, go to a body of water, sit in it or soak in it. You can even do this in your bathtub and put Epsom salts in the bathtub and sit in it and soak and ask for a release to come over you, and for any toxins and negative emotions, thoughts or vibrations or energies that have been directed at you or that you've held on to, for them to be released and taken away from the body. And you do that, and you could do it a few times even, and allow the healing of addictions or abuse or negativity to be washed away from your body, mind and soul. Just to finish off this really powerful, quite exciting, insightful reading, we have the Keepers of the Light. Now I'm using the Keepers of the Light because it's at this time of the year when we're coming into the festive season, the Christed White Light energy season, that these gods and keepers of the light are activated as well. So this is for Cancer, who is with them for this journey into the new decade as they cross the threshold and leave behind karmic debt that they have now served their purpose for. Who is with them? Wow, Mahavatar Babaji, and he's been out a little bit lately in some various work that I have been doing. He is soul expansion, and he has the Om, or the Om invocation in his throat chakra, and you already had the angel come to you through the throat chakra. So there's definitely something about peace being brought for you when you speak, or that people will listen to you or hear you speak your truth, or that you can stand up for yourself and speak your truth. There's a lot of this going on within all of these cards here. But Mahavatar Babaji is about your expansion of your soul, and he has this glowing, beautiful orb around his head into the cosmos and the galaxy and the celestial realm, as does Archangel Gabriel. He has the same glowing around his head. So I can drop this one off, I think, because the energies that we're wanting to look at more are this emphasis of expansion through the mind, through the soul, through sound, vibration, and through the gift of communication and talking. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. So there's a great deal of peace here. There's a great deal of cosmic activation. There's a great deal of blue within these two cards as well, which we could think of as being up in space, so moving out galactically, but we can also think of as in terms of communication and the throat. So there could be healing coming for anyone who has throat issues or issues around this part of the body as well. So for anyone who has had problems around here, there is some healing coming or available for you. There is also intense expansion of the mind and awareness that is coming as well. Wow, you guys, I think your reading is phenomenal. It's one of the best I have seen so far. It's extremely timely for this time of the year, or rather this point of the decade and moving into the new one. Thank you for joining me. I love it when you leave your comments. I wish you all an amazingly powerful end of 2019, but even more power, enlightenment, activation, and ability to be yourself and march into freedom as you walk through the door of 2020 on January the 1st at midnight. Much love to you all. Namaste.